My name is Linda Torres, and I work at Southside Institutions Neighborhood Alliance. Sign up for short. Sign is a partnership between Connecticut Children's, Trinity College, and Hartford Hospital. I'm joined here today by Logan Singerman and Nancy Mendez. So I wanted to talk to you about the book author contest and what it is. So originally it got started by an idea that the science staff was sitting around our table, our lunch table, and we noticed that we talked about an article that we read about an 8-year-old boy in Idaho who wrote his own graphic novel and kind of snuck it into his local library. The librarians saw it and they liked it so much they decided to catalog the book. And the Reach Committee was touched by the story and organized this Reach Book Author Contest. This is our 4th year partnering with Hartford Public Library, Park Street Branch. And I'm going to show you a quick video so you can get a sense of what the book contest is and the writing workshops. So bear with me.
The whole thing started with the book contest was when the Hartford Public Library and Leticia and Sina came, and the whole goal was to amp up the kids to get them to want to write a book for the book contest. And I got excited about it. I pulled my student teacher aside and I was like, we can do this. It was a big self-esteem boost, I think, for the kids that won. The ceremony at the library was super cool. They had their books, they had their author signing, they got the button that said that they were an author. They got a trophy. The kids brought the trophies to school. Our principal presented them with the trophies again in front of the whole school so that the whole school could see that they had won.
Yeah, there were 2 students, they were brothers, they're twins, and they were not, in the classroom, they weren't, overly engaged or enthusiastic about things, but they were one of the winners of the book contest, and to see them just be so proud of themselves and to see their parents really proud of what they were doing, it really made them come out of their shell a lot and to be more open and engaged in the classroom.
Now that you saw the video, you can see that the awards, book contest winners are awarded at the Young Author Awards in early May. They receive their own professional copy of their books. These are some of last year's winners here. And they also get a trophy and a certificate, and their books get put into circulation at the Park Street Library so that anyone can read them. And so in a way, they just become legit young authors. And that's what's amazing about this book contest. So every year we pick a theme for the books. In the past, we've had Earth Day, civic engagement, and disability awareness. This year's theme is community heroes. Just to get an idea of the statistics, in 2022, our first year, we received 7 book submissions. In 2023, we received 21. And in 2024, we received 54 book submissions with a total of 84 students participating. This is mainly thanks to the teachers and volunteers who ran writing workshops. And that's why we're here talking about what writing workshops is and what does it entail. So the purpose of our writing workshops is to get students started in thinking about what they would like to write for the contest. I'm going to share with you what we've been doing for our writing workshops as a model, but we encourage you to come up with your own writing workshops and pull from what we say here and what would you like, and be creative. We've held writing workshops at local youth organizations, and as you saw, some of the local teachers run their own workshops in their classrooms. They've taken it and put it part of their curriculum to teach students transition and conjunction words and improve their writing skills. The first initial workshop starts with talking to the students about what the book contest is. We go through the rules, make sure that they understand what they are and how to follow the required formats. We go through what a book needs, like a book needs a beginning, middle, and end, the 5 W's, the who, what, where, when, and why. And we explain to them what the theme is, which again is community heroes. And so how we would explain community heroes this year is hero is someone who's brave and courageous and shows good qualities. And a community hero is someone who it could be a normal person, but it shows all these brave qualities and noble qualities. And they can also have super abilities because this is a nonfiction book. This is fictional. They can create whatever they want, imagine however they want their community hero to be. So, and we explained what community hero is to us. And to us, a community hero is someone who's selfless, right? Someone who could be a first responder, who could be someone that benefits the community in some kind of way. And so we would explain that and go through examples and ask them questions like, what do you think is a community hero? Who is your community hero? And things like that. And then the secondary workshop is a secondary or weekly workshops after the first one is when we have our volunteers talk to the students who want to continue writing their books, because not everyone wants to, right? So it's a select few that really wants to continue on. And they make sure that they keep on track for the February 3rd deadline. That's the deadline for this year, February 3rd. And they want to help them with mapping out their story, making sure that they have 10 pages of text, 10 pages of images. And because this is this year we are requiring type text, they might also help with helping the student type their words and sentences out on a computer.
I just want to emphasize just what an exciting event it is. And so it's certainly something that means a lot to the kids when they have an opportunity to be treated like a local celebrity, getting to sign copies of their books. When the kids walk into the room of the library, you just see their jaws drop and their eyes widen at just how well organized it is, thanks to Linda. And as the teacher from Maria Sanchez, Maureen mentioned, of just it can make a real impact as well, and just the confidence of kids and the self-esteem boost, as Keon Ritter said. And yeah, just emphasizing that the goal is to highlight community heroes, and just it needs to be fiction, because we have had years in the past where people wrote nonfiction books, and that actually makes it harder for the books to win the contest. And so, but yeah, and Linda will probably get more into the details of some tips for navigating through with groups, so I won't say any more. Yep, that's all I have to add.
So some of the things that we've learned working with these workshops is that we would need to be a little more clear on our guidelines. So this is the entry form. Every book that submission that we get has to have one of these filled out. They can be filled out by the teacher. And if they are filled out by the teacher, the mailing address would be the school. So we need to know how many kids are actually Hartford residents. Say if the school is outside of Hartford. Where do the kid live is what we need to know. These book contests can be submitted by one person or a group of up to 4 kids. I've made this editable so you can just type it in and print it out. So it's a little easier. These are the rules and guidelines. It has to be fictional. This is a little description of what community hero is to help you get started. I explained about the up to 4 students. The type text will help us just improve our processing of the books. It's quite a lot to type the text for ourselves for the amount of books we get. It's just easier for the people who are on the selection committee to choose. Having type text help be able to read everyone's words. So that's something we added this year. And then just to be a little more clear, because I guess it wasn't before, every book has to be between 10 and 20 pages. And the 20 pages kind of depending on the book format that you use, right? So you need at least 10 pages of text and 10 pages of illustrations. So if you add those 10 pages of text and illustration, that might be 20. But so this the book formats, which I'll show you in a little bit, but so just not to get confused. If you have your text on the bottom of your page, then that's 1 page of text and 1 page of image. So you need 10 of these pages. But if you have your pages on the side, then you need 10 images separately and 10 text separately. So I'll go through the book format in a bit, but everything here is on everything here. If you have any questions, you guys can reach out to me. So this is our website. If you go to www.sinainc.org/book contest, you'll get to this page, or you can find the link straight on the quick links on the corner. This is where all the documents can be found. The contest entry form is here, which is what I showed you earlier, that every book contest needs to have one of these submitted as well. And these are the 2 templates. So the 8x8 template will open up like this, and it has a little bit example what option 1 and option 2 the difference between option 1 and option 2. Option 1 is when you have the words, this is 8 by 8 as opposed to the 8 by 10. Option 1 will have the words on the very bottom, like Blybird fly. Option 2 will have the words on the side, like Alex, what here does. And so depending on which of these templates you use, you will print out the corresponding pages for it. So this is an 8 by 8, option 1. You can have the student type right here because everything here is as editable. And then you can print it out, or you can have them type on a Word document and then just make sure you number the pages. For example, if we went to a Google Docs or Word document, you can have them say page 1 text and just keep going that way. And you can submit it like this if you like, or you can submit it and print it out and cut the paper, or just put the paper 1 page at a time with the picture that it goes with. It's all on you, but it needs to be typed, the text. That's new for this year. It just helps us manage the editing, that if there's an errors, it's easier for us to edit. And it's easier for the book selection to select the books because they can actually read what the students are writing. So option 1 is you need to type it there and then have them draw inside this box. Anything outside the box will be excluded. And then option 2 is a bigger image. So they'll take up the whole page, like in Monster. They take the whole entire image is their picture, versus where this one, where this size is the image, or so that the words can fit in the bottom. Sometimes we can put the words, doesn't necessarily have to be at the bottom. We can work around where you want to put it at, but option 2, and then you have a page for option 2. Again, you can use this page or you can use a Word document. It's whatever you guys feel comfortable with for your students. So then book, that's 8 by 8, and then 8 by 10 is very similar. We have the 2 different sizes. So you have like this one, Sparkles, and Rainbow Smiles, my examples here. Rainbow Smiles text is in the bottom. So that'd be option 1. And Sparkles text is on the side. So that'd be option 2. And you can see the big difference between how much the kid has to draw here versus how much they drew here. Well, this one is a little bit wrong example, but because it flows with the entire page. But we put the text in the bottom. So at the very end of all of these, and again, everything's editable, so you can put it, and you can see the different size of the boxes on the 8 by 10 paper. At the end, we have examples of what the back cover could look like if you want to design a back cover, a little design, or the front cover. On the front cover for your book would be, even if you picked option 1, it still be option 2 for the front cover because it has to take up the entire space, right? So make sure that that is option 2, because we'll put the words of the students digitally. They can create their rainbow smile. They can create their title by hand, like Blybird Fly did, or they can use the text to do that as well. And then, we would like something about the author, something that they can answer questions like, where are they from? What school do they go to? What grade are they in? What do they like to do? Maybe what they want to be when they grow up. Stuff like that can be helpful, filling out about the author and illustrator for every single student that participated. Optional pages include dedication. So if they want to dedicate the book to their parents or to their teacher or just to a general population, they can do that as well. And if you have a specific text that you like to use, so like Sparkles here, found this really neat bone kind of text that they used for their skeleton book. You can type the text down here, and so we can try to find it for you. Otherwise, we'll pick a font out. So I would start with the timeline document. It's a good document to have because it kind of goes through step 1 through 4 on keeping you in line with the February 3rd deadline. Step one is basically what we start with at the writing workshops, very similar to the storyboard mock-up document that I'll talk about in a little bit. It just gives a little more details in text. But basically, step one is going through with a student what a book entails. It has a beginning, a middle, and end. What the five W's, and going through and mapping out their story to give them a start on what thinking through their process. Step two, basically says you can start downloading the storyboard templates to give you an idea to get started on your rough draft of your book. The storyboard templates and the mock and the is basically the book mock-up part of that's like this page 5 of this document. This is the mapping out your story is basically the same thing as step one, but it's just doing it in a different way. This is the document that we use for our writing workshops, where the kids can read these questions and either draw it out or answer the questions on a sheet of paper or in these boxes, whatever they feel comfortable. If they're more of a drawer or they're more of a writer, they can write out their answers. This is broken down by beginning, the middle, where the problem and the conflict, and the end, the resolution. And then this is the storyboard template that the timeline is referring to. This is basically a piece of paper that you fold in half, right? It's just like a regular sheet of paper that you'd fold in half. But this is just kind of labeling things for people who not fully understanding like what I mean by it. So I have this piece of a lined paper here, and you kind of probably not see it that's lined, but it has some lines in it, so it's a little easier. They can draw the first part and then the bottom. And so basically you'll start with your cover page, and then in the inside will be your dedication. Your first page will be dedication. We put that in the end because it's kind of optional, so you can just start page 1, page 2. And this gives you an idea for the students to know what is going on in each page. So and then they have to have at least 10 pages of these. Whether their text is separate or not, they have to have 10 pages. So that's what this is doing, is separating the dedication author. I put a lot of copies of the author in case there is more than one student. And then it goes page 1, page 2, 3, 4. It just separates them so they have an idea what is going to be writing on, what is the writing for page 1, what is the writing for page 2, and so on forth till you get to the 10th page. And then going back to the timeline, that's step 2. Basically at that point when they have an idea what they want on each page, then they go back to these book templates and they choose the book template they want so they can start their final project. That is what step 2 is saying. You got your idea for your book already, you have everything, let's start actually working on it now. Let's actually start completing the book. And so you use the book template as the final product. So that pictures are got to be this big, taking their tiny little draft picture and making it bigger. And actually, getting a chance to color that in. Right now, I would have them focus. We're on step 3 now. I would have them focus on designing their books, and then like making sure all the pictures are ready and have that 10 pictures ready, and then you can go back in step 4. By January 31st, I would have step 4 completed. This gives you enough time to actually color those pages. All the text is typed and ready to go. Everything is labeled. You can start working on your front cover or your title page. So the title page is a tiny little design. Sometimes sometimes what I do, if they have a nice cover, I just like copy that and put it into the title page. But if they want to have their own separate title page, that's fine too. They can just design a tiny little title page, which is why in the book mock-up, the title page has a tiny little box here that they can just use to put it in. Just to give you remember that no matter what size you're using, option 1 or option 2, in that size, always use option 2 for the cover because it needs to take over the entire cover of the book. Whether you're using option 1 or 2, and use option 2 for your cover. Other major thing that is a change for this year, other than the typing text, is that the drop-off location is at the sign-up office this year, not the library. Please drop your book off by February 3rd at sign-up's office.
If you're looking to get started with a writer's workshop, so You can always reach out to Linda at Sina. We're here to help with technical assistance, help you to plan out what you want to do. What we have also seen is people have had success partnering with youth development organizations that might be out of the school. Like we had one at Maria Sanchez School. It was a Mikasa program run by the Hispanic Health Council. Maybe there's a program at a school that you're interested in who might be able to help you. Also, we have had great success with youth librarians. And so you might reach out to your local Hartford Public Library branch, see if there's a librarian that might be able to help you out. And as Linda mentioned, also, teachers are a great resource. And if you are a person who's an educator and you're passionate about this, people have had great success in just incorporating this into their curriculum, the time that they're already spending with kids to educate them and getting them to be part of this process. And so, yeah, contact us for help and feel free to reach out and see if there might be other people to support you if that's something that you would desire.
Thanks, Logan. And thank you everyone else for spending time with us today. And I'm looking forward, excited to see all the books for 2025.